Hello everyone, I'm Miha0212, and in today's video I'm gonna show you on other news for Dark Zone Breakthrough. This time again it's gonna be a kind of guide about what the different stats on the different weapons means. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so as usual I have already translated the pics. Let's check out, I already closed the app, so that's fine if I'm not mistaken. No, I didn't. No, I did. Before I'm gonna do some word stuff, which I don't like. Yes. Alright, so this is the main head. Now I'm gonna jump to the pictures, like I usually do. So yes. Subscriptions, Dark Zone Breakthrough yesterday. Dark Zone Breakthrough Ultipi breaks into the Dark Zone. With so many weapon values, what do they represent? Then with so many weapons, what do they represent? Dark Zone Breakout 2022, 4th of January 1800. So 3 minutes over 6 p.m. Good evening, pioneers. At present, there are dozens of guns with different positioning and different feel in Dark Zone for you to experience. At the same time, you can also modify the firearms with hundreds of accessories to enhance the performance of the weapon. Although this process is interesting, for many newcomers Xiangning, it is inevitable that they don't know where to start. I once briefly talked to you about changing the gun, a must-read for dry goods, getting started with 0 base gun modification. Build your strongest weapon. Today, Laupi wants to take you to learn about the firearm system from another angle, understand the meaning of the various attributes of firearms. Click the gun change button on the main interface of the game and we can see a row of explicit data describing the properties of the gun on the left side of the gun change interface. So as you know, when you want to modify something with this, like prompt, and you can choose here the different weapons, and here are the stats. I'm gonna jump back to the article because this also has some GIFs. I can't remember which one is GIF and which is not. Let's see, alright, this is not a GIF. So next part. I choose firearm, start assembly, you know how it works. There are a total of 8 attributes of general firearms: firing mode, rate of fire, vertical recoil control, horizontal recoil control, ergonomics, accuracy, waist firing stability, and effective range. Let Ultipi give you an example to illustrate the meaning of these values. Fire mode. The firing mode is an inherent attribute of a weapon and cannot be changed by changing the gun. There are currently 4 firing modes in the Dark Zone: fully automatic, semi-automatic, bolted, and pumped. The difference between these 4 models is how the weapon can be loaded after pulling the trigger and firing. After a single shot, the fully automatic weapon will automatically complete the whole process of ejecting the shell, reloading and firing again. That is to say, as long as the fire button is pressed. The fully automatic weapon will fire continuously until the magazine is empty. The semi-automatic weapon will also automatically complete the shell ejection and loading, but will not fire continuous bullets. If you want to fire continuous, you need to click the fire button multiple times. Then we got a GIF here, I assume. And I can't make it bigger, so I hope it loads fast. You can see on the left fully automatic and semi-automatic on the right. And I think on the left one is an AK platform and on the right is an SKS. But I might be wrong. Might be a Hunter as well. Fully automatic and semi-automatic. Now, next part. Oh, It is worth mentioning that many weapons, especially assault rifles, can be manually switched between fully automatic and semi-automatic modes in the game. A more common situation is to use the fully automatic mode to increase the rate of fire in close combat scenarios, such as buildings and houses to deal with encounters. At medium and long distances, switch to semi-automatic mode with the scope for precise shooting, what I usually do. As you know, I like to play at the beginning of the raid with semi-automatic, and when I encounter or have the feeling that someone is there, or I go to close range, I switch to fully automatic. Sometimes I forget it, but I try to keep myself doing that. Dark area. For bolt action and pump action weapons, there will be a manual loading animation after each firing. Pull the bolt and handguard to reload. During this process, it is impossible to fire again. Therefore, the shooting of this weapon, the speed is slower. You need to fight the enemy with one blow as much as possible. Then we have the bolting and pumping action. Excuse me if the background sound gets louder. My laptop started to heat up. Don't know why. So the bolt action is like a sniper rifle, or sniper rifle like that might be a Mosin or a Hunter on the left, and on the right it's a shotgun, like that's the pump up, the pumping mechanism. Then the rate of fire. As the name implies, the rate of fire refers to the theoretical number of rounds a weapon can fire in 1 minute. Like the firing mode, the rate of fire is an inherent attribute of a weapon and cannot be improved by changing the gun. Hybrid weapons such as submachine guns and assault rifles can pour out a large number of bullets to kill opponents in a short period of time, especially when short-term combat weapons with a fast rate of fire, such as P90 or MPX, will have a great advantage. However, correspondingly, higher rate weapons often cost more bullets and need to be matched with some large magazines to ensure combat endurance. I think that's self-explaining. Then we have a... Excuse me. Then we have a picture here of a quick use capacity. Yeah, it's a zoomed in picture of P90. And I think it's not a... No, this is not a GIF. Alright, let's continue. P90 with large magazine. Vertical recoil control / horizontal recoil control. After the bullet is fired, the firearm will receive recoil in two directions. One is vertical recoil and the other is horizontal recoil. Vertical recoil will cause the muzzle to jump up, and horizontal recoil will cause the muzzle to drift left and right. Recoil control refers to the ability of firearm to resist the influence of recoil. The higher the value, the smaller the muzzle displacement after firing, and the higher the accuracy of continuous shooting. For most automatic / semi-automatic weapons, the main goal of changing the gun is to improve the recoil control attributes. Replacing the buttstock, foregrip, receiver, muzzle and air duct can effectively improve this attribute, but the price of good accessories is also quite expensive, and pioneers need to consider the price of their own. Yes, that's true. Like how I like to play this game is try to calculate how much I want to invest in a gun before going to raid, or not only in a gun, better said in a kit, like including armor, ammunition, the weapon modification itself, and meds, and try to get at least that amount out with one raid or in 2 raids. So the biggest part is to survive as long as you can, hold your weapons and kits as you can. Before modification and after modification, HK platform, HK weapon, and this is a GIF, I assume. Yes, you can see how much it's going up in the left picture of GIF, and you can see in the right that it's quite standing low, like under the, like in this picture it goes above the frigidaire now. In this picture it stays under the frigidaire the whole time. And that's a quite good change. Right, next part. Ergonomics. Ergonomics, human machine for short, refers to whether the structure of a weapon conforms to human mechanics. Specific to the game, this value mainly affects the speed of opening the Iterbion, that refers to a scope, when using a weapon, and the speed at which, no, actually it refers to ADS. It reference to ADS, not refers. When using a weapon and the speed at which it consumes energy to maintain a stable aim, like how long can you hold in ADS. The higher the human and the machine, the faster the lens can be opened, and the more physically exhausted it is, and vice versa. However, high-power lenses, lasers, silencers, and other accessories that can significantly enhance the versatility of the weapon will make the weapon heavier and reduce the man-machine. For example, the powerful Mosin Nagant, can only exert its maximum power with a high-power lens, but correspondingly, its chances are reduced to a very low level, and it is impossible to aim stably for a long time. Thus, punishing campers with Mosin Nagant continuously ADSing the whole time. Mosin Nagant physically strength is exhausted very quickly when aiming at higher magnification. So higher magnification scope. I think it's also GIF. Yes. You can see how fast it trains there. The ADS. Like there. You can see something that is like moving in first place this and then like this. So it's moving, it's draining. That one is the ADS. How I call that? Oh, I forgot it. Never mind. The ADS exhausting meter, but I forgot the name. Is when you were running and then stamina, the ADS stamina meter. That was what I was looking for. All right, let's continue. For general weapons, the replacement of a pistol grip and the addition of a part of the front grip can significantly improve the man machine. You can start from here for modification. Now we have a M4A1 default Funkfuzizi solution. For example, we can add the front grip for the M4A1. And we already know what the front grip is, so this doesn't matter. Accuracy. After the bullet is fired, it will be affected by various external factors, such as the precision of the firing, of the rifling, the type of the bullet, the structure of the gun, etc. And it will often not hit 100% of the target aimed at. By the front sights, so there is a concept of accuracy, which refers to the concentration of the impact points of various firearms within their effective range. In practice, MOA, the minute of angle, is used to measure the accuracy of a gun. When a gun with an accuracy of 1 MOA is aimed at a target 15 meters away, the bullet will have a deviation of not more than 1.4 centimeter. Alright. I'm not sure if that's referring to bullet drop, but I hope that's referring to bullet drop. In the dark zone, accuracy is quantified as a more intuitive percentage value. Within the effective range, the higher the accuracy of the gun, the smaller the random deviation of the bullet. Generally speaking, weapons such as marksman rifles and bolt-action rifles have high accuracy, while shotguns and submachine guns are quite low. Now I'm gonna jump back to the GIFs again, because we have another one here. So, if you can see an AK and a shotgun, on the picture. Rifle accuracy display and shotgun accuracy display. The most obvious component that affects accuracy is the barrel. The longer the gun, the higher the accuracy, but the long barrel often reduces the stability of the man-machine and waste shot, which requires everyone to make a trade-off. Yes, like the longer the barrel, the heavier the gun, thus you have lower efficiency and lower ADS stamina. Alright, what do we have here? An MPX solution, gun robbing solution, protect the right, with a short barrel. And then we have with a long barrel, like extended barrel. One shows that you already have it short, blah blah blah. The long barrel reduces the stability of the machine and the waste shot. Lumbar shot stability. The so-called waste shooting refers to shooting directly without opening the lens. So that's the hip fire. Actually, in Escape from Tarkov as well as in DarkzoneBreaktrough, you are not hip firing. You're basically firing from your shoulders. So basically every time you go to ADS, you just move your head. Otherwise, the weapon is actually all the time ready to fire it, unless you run, because then you move it away. Alright, so the so-called waste shooting refers to shooting directly without opening the lens. For the same gun, the jitter of the muzzle in the case of waste shooting will be much more severe than when the mirror is opened. The waste shot stability measures the difference in the jitter amplitude of a gun between the waste shot and the open lens. The trajectory in the case of AKM waste shot in the left, and then the trajectory of the AKM when the lens is open on the right. So, give time. No gifts? No gifts. But you can see that the bullets are way less spread out. If I can zoom in, like if I draw here a line between these, not there, between these 2 points, you can see that they are all shattered or spread out from left to right. But if I check it here, this is more clearly like a line. So that's what it refers to. Now, next part. This attribute is more important for weapons that often need to be used without the lens, such as the Blitzkrieg clan. But for medium and long-range weapons that need to be opened for combat, such as the marksman rifle, the improved priority level is not so high. The buttstock, foregrip, and finger accessories have obvious effects on the waste rate of fire. You can decide whether to improve this attribute according to the use of the firearms. Then we have the effective range. The effective range refers to the distance required for the expected accuracy and power when the firearm is fired. As we all know, the actual flight trajectory of a bullet is parabola. Yes, it has bullet drop. So this is confirming it. As the flight distance increases, the bullet will gradually fall and the kinetic energy will gradually decrease, so that accuracy and power cannot be answered. Yes. After the effective range is exceeded, the bullets fired by the firearms will drop significantly and the power will be attenuated. These words, oh my god. Alright. Therefore, the effective range of a gun largely determines its positioning. The effective range of submachine guns, shotguns, and pistols is generally relatively short, so they are suitable for close range and indoor combat, and the one-time mirror is sufficient. The effective range of rifle weapons is much longer, and high-power lenses can be added to strike the enemy at distance. Excuse me. Sorry. Talking so much makes my thorax dry. And high-power lenses can be added to strike the enemy at a distance. The length of a barrel will also have a significant impact of the effective range. This is because the long barrel can increase the initial velocity of the bullet when it exists in the muzzle, thereby increasing the effective range. Therefore, the long barrels of many weapons are in short supply on the market. Now they are showing the prices of longer barrels. If I can zoom in, it's not so easy. There we go. So yeah, MP is super short, 6,000. And then, yeah. What they are referring to, it's expensive. Alright. The price difference of the same gun with different length barrels in the market. Yeah, this translation is just off. I can't see the price. Never mind, but we know that it's expensive. Or maybe I can just make a screenshot of this one and put it in Google Lens. Then I can show you. So let's open Google Lens. Alright, there we go. Yeah, he can translate that, but as we can see, 6,000 for barrel and 10,000 for the even more longer barrel and 11,000 for the even more longer barrel. Nice. So let's go back to the article. There we are. Having this, I believe that everyone has a basic understanding of the numerical settings of weapons in the gun zone. I recommend that you gradually experience the subtle changes in the touch brought by different numerical changes in the modification and actual combat so that you can be more comfortable when changing the gun. Of course, the firearms in the game also have many hidden attributes that are not directly displayed by numbers, such as the speed of reloading. I will have the opportunity to share with you in detail later. Nice. Interactive session. When changing the gun, which attribute do you generally tend to improve first? And what are your thoughts on changing the gun? Welcome to share with the pioneers in the message area. And then we have a general bye-bye part. Click to read the original text to get more official latest information, blah blah blah. Here is the QR code if you want to join a WeChat account, the WeChat group, basically. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, dislike, subscribe, ring notification bell. It's up to you. I'm not forcing you. And I'm gonna keep up with the news when I can and upload them as fast as possible. So yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.